Oh. Ah. Raw Legends Night a success, right? Right? Okay. Raw Legends Night, a 2.1 million viewer rating, correct? Raw, the second Raw of 2021. What do they get? A 1.82 million viewer rating, down from last week's 2.1 million viewer rating. You know what that does to my face? You know what that puts on my face when I see that? This puts a big old good smile on my face. It really, truly does, man. Good. They deserve it, man. And Adam and I, excuse me, didn't Adam and I say it weeks ago, days ago? Raw Legends Night, yeah, they were gonna get a big rating. Raw Legends Night was gonna go big up and was gonna increase big in the ratings, but Adam and I said it. Do not get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. The next week, the second Raw of 2021, they're gonna go right back down to being garbage because that Raw counts the most. Because that Raw counts the most. And I don't want to be that guy that, Adam and I, we both don't want to be that guy that said, I told you so, but I told you so. You know? Hello?
Yep. Yeah. We told you so, boys. We hate to say it, but we told you so.
And, the first Raw or second Raw of 2021, Raw will always be garbage because of Vince being in charge. But, it's the first/second Raw of 2021. You would think, and it's a non-Raw Legends night, you would think that they'd have some kind of flame or fire lit up right under their ass and at least try and put on a decent show. What did they do? What did we get Monday night? What did we get?
Garbage. Absolute garbage.
We got Triple H opening the show, and I love Triple H and NXT, but it's like you're using him as a scapegoat and a band-aid just to pop a cheap rating for Raw because the Raw ratings are in the fucking shithole right now. And the Raw ratings go down from a week ago. And yet, geeks on social media will point the finger at Triple H when he's not to blame. It's all Vince. Because, God forbid, Vince McMahon is wrong.
Yeah.
This is their rinse and repeat matches we've seen how many fucking times now. We got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose again. We got Jeff Hardy and Elias again. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jeff Hardy and Elias, their Symphony of Destruction match, wasn't that the culmination of their match/feud? Wasn't that put to rest in that match where Jeff Hardy nearly broke his neck when he did the swanton to Elias through a table to the outside when his head hit the bottom of the steel steps? Wasn't that match and feud put to rest? Yet we're seeing that match again on Monday Night Raw. What else did we get? Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans, with Lacey Evans flirting with Ric Flair. God awful television. What else did we get? Matt Riddle, Bobby Lashley. U.S. title. Matt Riddle loses clean. Matt Riddle MVP. Ass backwards fucking booking. What do you want me to say? What do you want us to say about Monday Night Raw? Raw is the worst show on television. Don't even try and defend this garbage. If you do, you are the exact reason why this company is in the shitter right now. If you praise this show, you don't deserve to even talk about the topic professional wrestling. You don't deserve to be here on this platform and having a podcast talking about pro wrestling And Adam and I mean that wholeheartedly. Seriously, there's nothing positive or anything good or qualityness about Monday Night Raw. There's nothing there's nothing deeming. There's nothing like positive. There's nothing worthy of Monday Night Raw. Nothing.
Now, what did we get as well on Monday Night Raw? That's right. Keith Lee and Sheamus against Miz and Morrison. Again.
Yeah, again. Oh, but it's not but it wasn't a 6-man tag match, man. It's still the same shit. I don't give a fuck if it was a 6-man tag, 8-man tag, 10-man tag, 12-man tag. I don't care. We've seen it already. And Miz and Morrison continue to be treated like jobbers again. And they continue to get treated like losers on this show again. And then right afterwards, Keith Lee versus Sheamus again. Another match we've seen already on this show.
Yeah. This is their first Monday Night Raw.
What else did we get that was rinse and repeat?
What else? I have no idea.
Shit.
Awful. And this is their first Monday Night Raw. This is their first Monday Night Raw not named Raw Legends Night. You would think they'd have a fire lit up their ass.
Exactly. Then we had the ending where Alexa Bliss, and then we had Triple H versus Randy Orton in the main event of Raw of 2021. I don't know if I'm living in 2007 or 2008 or 2009 or if I'm in the year of 2021 at this point.
Triple H and Randy Orton, the main event of Monday Night Raw.
What are we living in? The Ruthless Aggression era? Are we living in 02, 03, 04, 05? Are we living in 07, 08, 09? Are we living in WrestleMania 25 time with Triple H versus Orton at the 25th anniversary of WrestleMania? What are we living in?
Or are we living in No Mercy 2007? The last man standing match? Triple H versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship?
In
the
Chicago?
Last man standing match? Or are we living in the Ruthless Aggression era with both of them being in Evolution?
Or when Triple H broke into Randy Orton's home in 09 before WrestleMania 25?
Yeah, where are we? Where the fuck are we?
This isn't No Mercy 07 anymore. This isn't One Night Stand Extreme Rules 08 anymore. This isn't WrestleMania 25 anymore. This isn't the Bash 09 anymore. It's 2021. 2021. This shows that Raw and Vince McMahon and Dunn and Bruce Pritchard, they don't care. They don't want to get behind their own talent. They're so far gone with what is in now in wrestling as a whole right now. They don't care. They don't want to update with the times. They don't give a shit.
This isn't Evolution anymore.
Their heads are stuck in the past. They want to continue to live in the past. They don't care. They're selfish.
This isn't Evolution.
They're unwilling to change. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. That's what that shows me.
Yeah, in the main event between Triple H and Randy Orton, this isn't Evolution. This isn't Randy Orton and Triple H from their years of Evolution in 2003 to 2005. This is 2021.
This isn't Ric Flair and Batista and Orton and Triple H anymore with Evolution when they feuded with Shawn Michaels back in the early beginning of the Ruthless Aggression era, when they feuded with HBK back from 02 to 04. This isn't that time. This is not that time period anymore, guys. It's 2021. It's 2021. You should be getting behind your own talent on this show.
Yeah.
Yet you want to bring in Triple H to pop a rating because your Raw ratings are fucking garbage.
Yeah.
They're garbage.
This isn't the past Ric Flair, the present Triple H, and the future Randy Orton Batista of Evolution. The past Ric Flair, the present Triple H, and the future Randy Orton Batista. This is 2021. Why are we still getting Randy Orton and Triple H in the main event on Monday Night Raw in 2021?
I don't understand it. And it's like Triple H, he's not one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the greatest wrestlers in history, not of all time, but in history. But I mean, is Triple H. Triple H is not one of the greatest of all time, but one of the greatest in performance in history, not of all time, but in history. But Triple H backstage, that's where he's like, just here. Here. I wish he would take over. Honestly.
Yeah.
And you know that's eventually coming. And you know that's eventually coming.
What did we get? What was he used for?
You know Triple H is going to take over eventually, but he does. But it's like you're using him as a scapegoat just to take the blame away from Vince. Yet there's going to be idiots on social media. Oh, Triple H is to blame. He's no genius. That you want him to take over, he'd make the company worse, and he'd put them they would go out of business with him taking over, man. It'd still be the same old shit with him taking over, but minor changes here and there, man. If Triple H took over the WWE, it would still be the same old fucking shit with minor changes here and there, man. Really? Really? Look what Triple H does with NXT and NXT UK.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. So don't even dare to say that Triple H is not a genius. And that Vince is a genius and not Triple H. How dare you?
First of all, he wasn't even advertised for Monday Night Raw all week. He wasn't even advertised for Monday Night Raw until 2 hours before the show hit the USA Network.
I bet you Vince showed up late to the show at 3:00, and he tore up the entire original script probably, and he wrote the show by himself. Was Vince?
Yeah, and he booked his son-in-law to be on the show
as desperation, using his son-in-law for a desperation attempt.
It's awful.
This is Bruce Pritchard's, and this is USA Network's. This is one of their out-of-the-box ideas, quote unquote. And if this isn't, and if this is a USA Network idea, they're just as bad because they don't care. They're only in the USA Network. They're only in it for this and this only.
Yeah, if this is their out-of-the-box ideas that was reported, if this is one of their out-of-the-box ideas, they should not be anywhere running a wrestling company.
They shouldn't be anywhere. They shouldn't be anywhere near wrestling. Period.
Yeah. If this is Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon's out-of-the-box ideas, get them the fuck out of the position they're in, and get Kevin Dunn to join them out of the company.
Vince McMahon at 75 years old, the guy looks like a legit fucking zombie. He should be done. He should be done. Does WWE, and honestly, ask yourself this question, guys. Does WWE really need Vince anymore? They don't. The WWE will be fine without Vince. In fact, Vince out of the WWE makes WWE from here to here. It makes them that much better with Vince not there.
Yeah.
And with Triple H taking over. Just look what Triple H does with NXT and NXT UK. Watch NXT UK last week with Ben Carter and Jordan Devlin for the Cruiserweight title. Watch last week's New Year's Evil and the upcoming this Raw review is being recorded today. Today's Wednesday. Tonight, AEW and NXT. NXT also has tonight the Dusty Rhodes Classic. The Dusty Rhodes Classic. Yeah. Look what Triple H does with NXT and NXT UK. And you mean to tell me Triple H was not a genius? You mean to tell me that Triple H would not do good for the WWE? He would absolutely do good for them.
He would absolutely do good for them.
And I guarantee you, if he took over, first 2 weeks he'd take over, he'd make it high. He'd make shit highly talked about.
Yeah.
For the first 2 weeks with him in charge, I guarantee it. If that happened.
Yeah.
Guarantee that.
Yeah, and what did we get in the main event of Monday Night Raw? Triple H was there in the main event of Monday Night Raw for only 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Yeah, a match or fight, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, and then they had the Fiend come out, or not the Fiend, quote the Fiend. Fiend and Orton rumored for the Royal Rumble. It's gimmick match. Oh, joy, I can't wait. Said no one ever. They had Alexa Bliss come out, and they had some fireball shit at the end. That wasn't even good, I don't think. Am I watching a magic show or am I watching a pro wrestling show? If I want to see magic, I want to see, if I want to see magic, I don't want to see it anywhere near a wrestling show.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, if you wanted Alexa Bliss to do the fireball on Randy Orton, you would have replaced Randy Orton with Bruce Pritchard. And you had the fireball you would have had Alexa Bliss hit the fireball on Bruce Pritchard, and it would have been a great ending for Monday Night Raw.
Or on Vince McMahon. I would have loved to see Alexa do that to Vince McMahon.
or Bruce Pritchard at the same time, and to make sure they're blinded and make sure they don't run Monday Night Raw because they're blinded.
Get Vince and Bruce the fuck away from the show and get Kevin Dunn away from the show too, especially Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard, because they're the top two to fucking blame at this point. You know, out of touch, senile Vince McMahon and Bruce the yes man Pritchard, because all he does is yes Vince to death, who's so afraid to say no to Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
All he does is yes Vince to fucking death. Yes, 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 yes. When it should be no, 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 and hell fucking no.
Yeah.
Get Vince and Bruce the fuck away from this show. Get them out of creative and get them out of this company. And CM Punk said it a decade ago, and he was right. 10 years later, from when CM Punk did that pipe bomb, and it was late June of 2011 on Raw in Las Vegas, before Punk versus Cena 2011 Money in the Bank for the WWE title in Las Vegas. Punk cut that pipe bomb promo almost about a decade ago, and still 10 years later, every word that came out of Punk's mouth rang true, and CM Punk was right. This company will be better off when Vince McMahon is no longer there. When Vince, Dunn, Bruce, and all Vince's yes men, this company will be better off when they're all completely gone from this company and when Triple H takes over. This company will be better off when Vince McMahon is gone and when he's no longer there. CM Punk was right. Vince, like the people that Vince surrounds himself with, like John Laurinaitis and Ed Koskey and Kevin Dunn, Bruce Pritchard, and all these other yes men that CM Punk talked about 10 years ago.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yeah. Who's going to tell Vince everything that he wants to hear.
Yeah.
Ugh.
This show sucks, man.
Vince and Bruce need to go. Vince and Bruce, this show, what we saw Monday on Raw, this tells you Vince and Bruce don't care. They don't care about the future, and they don't care about this company. The sooner they're out, the better.
Yeah.
The sooner they're out, the better. Raw was awful. Completely god awful. If you missed anything Raw this past Monday, I swear to God, guys, you did not miss a goddamn thing. You did not miss.
This is their build-up. This is their build-up for the Royal Rumble. This is in the middle of Royal Rumble build-up.
One of their biggest shows of the year. I want to see effort.
Yeah.
I want to see effort going into the Rumble.
We want to see some ounce of creativity coming into the Royal Rumble.
I want to see effort, creativity. I want to see care. We got none of that. And this show continues to get worse every fucking Monday night. And am I the only one that thinks this? And before we get started with the Raw review, am I the only one that thinks this right now? You know they had the October 2020 draft, right? Holy shit, has Raw gotten worse since the draft? I cannot be the only one that thinks that. Just look at what they're doing right now.
Even without the 2020 draft, they were still worse. Even before the 2020 draft.
But post 2020 draft, holy shit, they're worse than they were before. Like Jesus Christ, it's like this show continues to get worse every Monday. It's like they're worse than they were before the 2020 draft. And I'm not even kidding you when I say that. Seriously. It's like this show, it's like there's no leadership in this show. There's like, I even said it to DJ Storms and a couple other people in the Shove It Squad. I even said it to them watching Raw Monday night this past Monday. I even said it to them on DM, talking to them, chatting with them on Twitter. I even said it to them on Twitter, chatting with them. I said, and DJ Storms, shout out to you, bro. Want to say what's up and how you doing, and hope you're watching. Hope you're doing okay. And so shout out to you, DJ Storms, and what's up, bro? Hope you're watching. I DM'd DJ Storms on Twitter Monday night during Raw. I say to DJ Storms, It's right here. Yes, so here. I DM'd DJ Storms during Raw this past Monday night. I DM DJ Storms. I text him, DJ Storms. I tell him, Raw is a fucking mess. They don't even know what they want to do tonight. Like Raw doesn't even know what they like. Raw, they don't even know what they even want to do anymore. DJ Storms replies to me, tell me about it. Then I tell him, like, Jesus Christ, there's no fucking sense of direction on this show. Then DJ Storms replies, it's all over the fucking place. And then I tell him also, tell me about it. And then I tell him, tell me about it. Like, SmackDown is no better, but holy shit, Raw is just absolutely fucking abysmal.
This show's a man. Monday Night Raw is abysmal.
At least SmackDown has Roman Reigns. Yes, he's carrying that show on his back, and he is carrying that show on his back, but at least they have shit with Roman and Sasha and Bianca. But Monday Night Raw, holy shit. Holy shit, Raw is just egregious. It is terrible.
Even after the 2020 draft, the show remains the same. They have the same roster, minus plus new people here and there. And the show, and even with that, the show is still fucking abysmal.
Raw may have gotten more new draft picks in the 2020 October draft, but despite that, they got the worst of it. Just look who they have. Elias, Jackson Riker, Braun Strowman. Wee-hoo! Wee! Because that's all Braun Strowman fucking does is run fast. That's all he does. That's all he does is run fast. Like, who does Raw have that's deeming? Who does Raw have that you actually give a shit about? Nobody. Even McIntyre doesn't feel special anymore. Even the Hurt Business doesn't feel special anymore. And speaking of Drew, I have it here in the title of this video. Drew McIntyre tested positive for COVID-19, unfortunately. I hope McIntyre's doing all right, and I wish him a speedy recovery. Wear your masks, use social distancing, wash your hands, use common sense, use your hand sanitizer, you know. So hopefully Drew McIntyre makes a speedy recovery, and hopefully he's back in time for the Rumble. And thank God they did not strip him of the title. Thank God. But my God, Raw, it's just so bad. The worst show on television. It's not even funny anymore, folks. It really isn't. It really isn't. I could end the review right here. I could, but we're gonna go over everything Raw Monday night. We're gonna shit all over it. So get your drinks ready, because Adam and I have ours, and you're gonna want to strap your seatbelts in. So get ready. It's gonna be a real good one. So make sure your seatbelts are strapped. Get your cold beverages out. This is gonna be a real great one. So strap right on in, because we're ripping the show right to fucking shreds. So be prepared, and you're not gonna want to miss it right here, folks. And now, before we get started talking about Raw this past Monday night, I'm Nick Fiore. This is Adam with me for the Raw review here. Fiore's Nation YouTube channel right here on YouTube.com. And I'd like you to follow me on Twitter at FioreNick579. Follow me on Instagram at NicholasFiore2014. And follow me on Facebook at Nicholas.Fiore.31 over on my Facebook page. You can add me as a friend on Facebook if you like, if you guys choose to do so. And hit that like button for this video. It would greatly be appreciated, guys. My goal for 2021 this year is to hit at least 30 to 50 subscribers right here for the Fiore's Nation YouTube channel, right here on YouTube. One of my goals for that for 2021, at least 30 to 50 YouTube subscribers for the Fiore's Nation YouTube channel. So it would greatly be appreciated, guys, if you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on that bell for all notifications, so you guys are aware that. So then that way you guys are aware whenever I upload onto YouTube from the Fiore's Nation channel. So hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit that bell for all notifications, not some, all notifications, and then make sure you hit that like button for the video as well, guys. It would be greatly appreciated if you would do that. And let's get started with the Raw review. So the opening segment to open Raw, in-ring segment, Triple H comes out, his music hits. Triple H welcomes everyone to Monday Night Raw. And then before Triple H could say another word, Orton interrupts him. Orton says the office showed up because Drew couldn't because he tested positive for COVID-19. Orton then says he was supposed to have a match with him tonight, and that got canceled, obviously, because of Drew testing positive for COVID-19. And then Triple H says yes, and Orton knows that he isn't going, and Orton knows that that match is not going to happen tonight. Orton then says to Triple H that he has two options. One, let him enter the Royal Rumble at number 30. Or, option two, flat out hand him the WWE Championship. And then Triple H says that if Orton wants the title, he has to win the Rumble to get his shot. Orton then says whatever Triple H is here to say it. Triple H is here to say it better benefit him. Triple H then balks at Orton's threat. Then Triple H says he has been in awe watching Orton the past year or so, praising Orton. Then Triple H then says that he knows that The Fiend was the last thing standing in his way to the WWE Championship when Orton set The Fiend, quote-unquote, on fire at TLC 2020. Then Triple H could feel what Orton was thinking as the match burned down and he dropped it. Triple H would have done the same thing. Triple H then says he understands why Orton did it. Triple H doesn't understand what Orton has been doing to the legends when Orton belittled the legends like Mark Henry and Big Show a week ago. And then the Fiend's laying there sizzling benefits. The Fiend's laying there sizzling benefits Orton. Humiliating Ric Flair is of no benefit to Orton. In Triple H's mind, those actions solidified that Orton is nothing but a no-good prick. Yeah, Big Show. In that, that. But, yeah. So, Triple H in this thing, he says humiliating Ric Flair is no benefit to Orton, says Triple H. In Triple H's mind, those actions solidified that Orton is nothing but a no-good prick, said Triple H. So then Orton tries to go Triple H into a fight tonight. Not a match, but a fight. Triple H then says there is no benefit in it to him, so the answer is no. And then Triple H is about to exit the ring, and as he's trying to, Orton then talks on the mic and he says, and then Orton says, maybe the real reason you won't fight me tonight is because your wife Stephanie isn't here and Triple H can't retrieve his balls from her purse. And then Triple H punches Orton in the face after this. Orton rolls out of the ring, favoring his draw and smiling. Then Orton says he guesses that, and then Orton says, I guess that means yes. And then that was the end of that segment. I thought I heard that quote before, retrieving your balls from Stephanie's purse. I'm sure I've heard it. I'm sure that I think I've heard that before. You think?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't that 2 years ago?
Right. Or how many times they used it during their feud? When they were feuding.
Yeah, probably in 2009.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on this before we move on. The floor is yours.
Nothing but desperation for Monday Night Raw ratings. And this is their second episode of Monday Night Raw in the year 2021. And we got Triple H opening Monday Night Raw. Good old Paul Levesque, the CEO of WWE. He's opening Monday Night Raw in 2021. and 20.
Yeah. Now again, he's not to blame. All what's happening here is he's used as a scapegoat. He doesn't even book Monday Night Raw. Triple H doesn't even book Monday Night Raw. So
yeah,
Vince, all this is Vince using his own son-in-law as a fucking scapegoat to take the blame off of Vince, just like Vince did with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. That's all this was.
Yeah.
Because God forbid Vince McMahon, because imagine if Vince was out there to start the show.
Yeah,
Imagine. Vince, it would show that Vince McMahon is wrong, and Vince doesn't like being wrong.
Yeah.
Vince don't like being wrong, so he's using and Vince is wrong and he's a failure, and Vince doesn't want to admit that because he don't like being wrong. So what does he do? He uses his son-in-law to cover up his failures. When Triple H is not to blame, it's Vince McMahon to blame.
Yeah.
Because Vince hates it when he is not right.
Yeah.
And those are the facts, people. If you don't believe that, open your eyes.
Yeah. The second episode of Raw in 2021, and Vince McMahon is still using legends.
Unreal. Vince will never learn.
He will never learn until the day he's actually gone.
Yeah. The day he's out of this company and when Triple H is handed the keys. Legitimately.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next segment of this shit show that was Monday Night Raw this past Monday night. We go backstage in Gorilla. Charlotte Flair is interviewed, I believe, by Charlie Caruso. She calls Lacey Evans classless for hitting on her dad in front of her. What?
He was interviewed by Sarah Schreiber.
Sarah Schreiber, yeah. So Charlotte is interviewed by Sarah Schreiber in the back in Gorilla. Charlotte is interviewed. Charlotte calls Lacey Evans classless for hitting on her dad in front of her. On Raw Legends Night, Lacey Evans was flirting with Ric Flair. And Flair gets upset when the interview. Hold on. And then Flair gets that was a phone call from a telemarketer. I hung up on that. Ignore that, guys. But anyways, then Charlotte gets upset when Sarah Schreiber asks her about her dad. Flair then says she is going to teach Evans a lesson. And then we go backstage. So then Charlotte makes her entrance. She has a bunch of pyro, and I could see Adam hiding his head in disgust. Charlotte and the nauseating Charlotte Flair agenda. I can't stand Charlotte Flair. She is absolutely fucking nauseating. The agenda is so fucking nauseating. It's not even funny, folks. Charlotte makes her entrance. She gets a bunch of pyro. Do you see why we hate Charlotte Flair? This is why we hate Charlotte Flair. Charlotte shoved down her throat, says, "Oh, Charlotte's the greatest performer of all time." She's not. I would not even put Charlotte in the top 30 greatest of all time. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I truly mean that wholeheartedly. So Charlotte makes her entrance. She gets this big bunch of pyro. Fucking ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Anything to say on this? If you have nothing to say on this, I don't blame you. Because Charlotte and Asuka at Mania 37, that's inevitable. That's fucking inevitable. And then, so Charlotte makes her entrance. Then we go backstage and grill with Lacey Evans. And she says last week she didn't flirt with anyone who didn't want to be flirted with. Who did not want to be flirted with. Evans then says she dedicates this match to her sweetheart, Ric Flair. Evans then blows a camera kiss and then gives a woo. And then they have a via video thing from Drew McIntyre. He says that he tested positive for COVID-19. Then Drew says he's lucky enough to not have any symptoms. Now, Drew said he had no symptoms. He was asymptomatic. He had no symptoms, and he tested positive. So to the people who say that COVID is not real, it's very real. Wear your mask. Use common sense. Wash your hands. Use your hand sanitizer. Use social distancing. Just be smart and be careful. Wear your mask, because the COVID-19 is very, very real. Yes, there's vaccines, but the pandemic's still not over. So the pandemic's still not over. Just wear your mask. Wear a mask. It protects you and it protects the other people. Wearing a mask also makes you intelligent and unselfish. Mask not only protects other people, but you from the COVID. And you have to use social distancing. So wear your mask. Wear your mask. This pandemic's not over, but you have to play your role right for the better good. Just wear a mask. Just wear a mask, guys. That's all I will say on that. And then McIntyre then says in this video interview, and McIntyre was obviously not on the show on Monday night because he has to quarantine for a couple weeks. And I hope he's back in time for the Rumble. He probably will be. And then McIntyre then says he's okay and that we should all wear a mask and follow social distancing rules so we can beat this COVID-19 pandemic together. And that was that. Again, like I said earlier in this video, hopefully Drew McIntyre is okay. I would not wish this on anyone, by the way, the coronavirus. Even my worst enemy, I would not even wish this on my own worst enemy. So that I will say on that. And then we get Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans. And yeah, me too. Charlotte for Lacey Evans. Guess what I do when I see these two wrestle in a match against each other? Or I might as well do this when I watch Charlotte versus Lacey Evans wrestle each other inside that squared circle. Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans. God awful. God awful. Remember that match, Adam, with Charlotte versus Lacey Evans from what, May or June of 2019, and that awful match? Charlotte could not even carry Lacey Evans to a decent match. Lacey Evans is still green. She was called up from NXT way too fast. She never grew. She never matured. Send her back down to the PC and NXT. Charlotte Flair, she's also not a ringleader also. She can't dance on her own. If she's not in there with like an Asuka or a Sasha or an Io or a Candice LeRae or Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, or Toni Storm, Ember Moon, a Shotzi Blackheart or Kaylee Ray or Piper Niven or an Aoife Valkyrie. If Charlotte's not in there with those women who can wrestle, if Charlotte can't dance on her own, unless she's in there with someone like Asuka or Sasha or Io, because Asuka, Sasha, and Io, they are ringleaders. They can carry someone to a good match. Charlotte is the complete opposite of that. Like, say you have Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax, for example. Charlotte versus Nia from 2017. Garbage. Remember that? The Raw 2017 shakeup on Raw, that match that night on Raw with Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax from 2017? Garbage. Charlotte Flair, Lacey Evans, when you have Charlotte, who's not a ringleader, and when you have Lacey Evans, who's still green, you're going to end up with a shitty fucking match. Look at what we got with Charlotte versus Lacey Evans from Monday Night on Raw. Trash. Lacey Evans, multiple times in this match, looked so out of place. Her timing was so off. Can we send Lacey Evans back down to the PC and NXT? She was called up way too fucking fast. Nothing but a rushed call-up. Did she grow? Did she mature?
Nope.
What? Just send her back down to the PC to know to get her, like, to have her improve on her wrestling skills. Seriously. Lacey Evans. Oh, but Lacey Evans is hot, man. She may be good to look at, but in the ring, shocking, as Adam would say. And when the word shocking is said, that's not in a good way, folks. So just to let you guys know on that. So just let you guys know on that. Charlotte and Lacey Evans was garbage. It was garbage. Do I even need to go over this match? They had Charlotte hit a natural selection, which did not look good. Then they have Lacey Evans near the bottom rope, right? This was one spot in the match. Lacey Evans is near the bottom rope, correct? And before this happened, and before the spot, during the middle of the match, Ric Flair comes out. Yet I heard a report that Ric Flair's now with the WWE full-time, but we don't know how long, but he's now back. Like 2021, Goldberg back on Raw, and now Ric Flair back. Am I living in the 02-03 Ruthless Aggression era? Am I living in that era, or am I in 2021 at this point?
Are we living in the Monday Night Wars between WWF and WCW? Goldberg and Ric Flair on Monday Night Raw in 2021. Are we? Well, I don't know what the fuck timeline are we on. Are we in 2021 or WCW from 1998 during the Monday Night Wars between WCW and the WWF?
Like, Jesus Christ. It's like, and then you want to know why the Raw ratings are down. Then you want to know why the Raw ratings are garbage. Then you want to know why.
Yeah. Then they want to know why.
Absolutely god awful. So then Lacey Evans, it's a natural selection towards the end of this match. And Evans is near the bottom ropes. Charlotte doesn't even drag her away from the bottom ropes. And Rick is next to the ring apron on the outside. He pulls Evans' leg on the bottom rope. Predictable. Predictable fucking garbage. Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible. And then we had Charlotte yelling at Rick to stay out of her way. And then Flair tries, and then Charlotte tries to slam Evans. And then Rick trips Charlotte and holds her leg down as Evans falls on top of her for the 3 count. Evans pins Charlotte. And Charlotte is livid. And then on the stage, and then Evans and Rick are on the stage. They celebrate together. So it looks like Lacey Evans and Ric Flair are not together now. Yet I also heard a report of WWE wanting more romantic storylines on their television. Hence, that's probably the reason why we're getting Lacey Evans with Ric Flair right now. Christ above. Fucking Christ above. Why? Why? What are we living in, Adam? What are we living in?
The Attitude Era?
1992? 1985? What are we living in at this point?
And for Ric Flair, yeah. For Ric Flair, where are we living in? When he debuted for WWF in 1991, he became WWF champion at the 1992 Royal Rumble? Or are we living in Jim Crockett Promotions in 1985? With Ric Flair as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion and with the 4 Horsemen?
My God. Like,
and more romantic storylines. I'm gonna let's just have a trip down memory lane for the last romantic storyline on Monday Night Raw. Then we had Lana and Lashley against Rusev, and this cuckold storyline in 2019.
And they made Rusev look like a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
They made Rusev look like they made Rusev look like a pussy in that cuckold storyline back in late 2019. Remember that Raw 2019 season premiere where Lana and Lashley were kissing and they have Rusev stand there like an idiot? He's like, remember that?
Yeah.
And then they had the Lana Lashley wedding in the last Raw of 2019. They had Liv Morgan come out and said she wanted Lana.
Yeah, we had Rusev coming out of the cake.
Oh, God. Then
Which,
they
by the
tried to
way,
make Rusev into Bad Boy Rusev with him getting arrested.
and they had him attack Bobby Lashley and Titus Catering.
And then they had the Lana Rusev divorce thing with Jerry Lawler. This is the Raw before Crown Jewel 2019, by the way. And I'm not the Raw. This main evented Raw, though. Rusev Lana divorce segment with Jerry Lawler hosting it. And they had Rusev get embarrassed in that main event segment by Lana and Lashley with low blows to Rusev, embarrassing him, making him look like making Rusev look like into an even bigger pussy. Remember that shit?
Yeah. And they had Lana faking her pregnancy on the Monday Night Raw episode in Manchester.
Oh, don't even remind me of that, man. That was so bad.
Where, by the way, if you've seen it taped, if you've seen in taped before Monday, which was a taped show, you'd see that she was booed heavily.
And you know they heavily edited that.
Yeah, she was booed so heavily that they had needed to edit it from the fucking show.
God awful, absolutely god awful. That Rusev Lashley Lana Cuck storyline was so bad it was not even funny.
Yeah. This was the last romantic.
And that did you know that cuckold storyline was supposed to be for Mike and Maria Kanellis?
Yeah.
That was originally supposed to be for Mike and Maria Kanellis.
Yeah. And this was
you know Mike and Maria Kanellis, those cucks, that signed a 5-year contract, and Mike and Maria were having a second child, and Mike didn't tell his boss and got punished for it.
Yeah. This was the Lana Rusev Lashley cuckold storyline. This was the last romantic storyline on Monday Night Raw, which failed miserably.
And it was the final straw for Rusev.
Yeah. The final straw that broke his back. That you could see his reaction.
The final straw that broke the camel's back.
Lana and Lashley, it's as if with Lana and Lashley kiss, that Rusev was doing this. Yeah, that he couldn't believe it. You could see in his face. When he was sitting like
when Lana and Lashley kissed on the Raw 2019 season premiere, on the Raw 2019 season premiere, where Lana and Lashley kissed, and Rusev's just standing there like,
he did like this. He knew he was done. You could see him look at his face. He knew he was finished with the company.
Legitimately. And like I said, Mike Maria Kanellis, that was the cuck storyline was supposed to be for them. And it's like, and Mike and Maria Kanellis, the biggest cucks of them all, the ones that Mike and Maria Kanellis both signed 5-year contracts in 2019, correct? Then they have a second child together. Then Mike doesn't even tell his boss about it. And guess what happened to Mike and Maria Kanellis?
Yeah.
In the doghouse.
But this was the last romantic storyline. Yeah. But this was the last romantic storyline that WWE did on Raw, which failed miserably. It failed so miserably.
Name me one romantic WWE storyline that actually was good. Name me one.
If I had one, it was only one. And that was Edge and Lita.
Yeah. Though speaking of Edge and Lita, I read earlier this morning, I'm not sure if you caught this, and Think Fightful Select reported this. Now, you may be fans of them or not. It's your opinion. But I actually read from them this morning. I think it was Fightful Select. I read something this morning that that Lita was threatened to be fired. Remember the Edge and Lita sex celebration in early 06? Remember that? Hello? Anyways, but Adam froze a little bit. But I heard something this morning earlier that Edge and Lita, how they had that sex celebration in early 06 on Raw. And I heard a report earlier this morning that Lita was threatened to be fired if they did not do that segment. And that's why Lita left the WWE in early 06. But Adam's out. I don't know what happened to Adam, but oh boy. Try and get him back. See if I can get him back. Hold on. Something happened to Adam. He froze. Or Something happened to him. I'll get him back. But anyways, as I was saying, I read a report this morning that said Lita was that WWE threatened that WWE in early 06 threatened to fire Lita from the company if Lita did not do the sex celebration with Edge back on Raw in early 06. And that's why Lita left the WWE in early and that's why Lita left the WWE back at Survivor Series 2006. That's the reason why. And and it's like, yeah. Oh, Adam's back.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah. So
I
I think Zoom somehow kicked you out. I don't know, or froze. But anyways, you're back.
don't know.
But yeah, as I was trying to say, I'm not sure if you read it some report this morning. Remember Edge and Lita, that sex celebration in early 06? Did you know WWE threatened to fire Lita if she and Edge if she didn't do that sex celebration with Edge back in early 06 on Raw? And that's why Lita left the WWE back at Survivor Series 06.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
Unfucking real.
Yeah.
As good as that segment was, but after reading this, how do you not feel bad for Lita?
Yeah. Yeah.
Vince is a senile fucking monster. He needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only romantic storyline. Edge and Lita, that was the only romantic storyline I could remember that was actually good.
And hearing this report, I don't think that sex celebration was needed. The Edge and Lita in 05 was great, but the sex celebration, hearing this report now, as good as that segment was, reading this report now, how do you blame Lita?
Yeah, how you blame her? Yeah. Yeah, but the Rusev, Lana, and Life storyline, that was the less romantic storyline of Raw, and it failed miserably. Right? It failed miserably, that romantic storyline between Rusev and Lana and Lashley. I didn't think that with Charlotte and Lacey and Ric Flair that this is gonna work. How? When the last one failed miserably.
It's never gonna work in 2021 with Lacey Evans and Ric Flair. Oh, but Lacey Evans is attractive and sexy, man. She may be good to look at, but in the ring, she sucks. Lacey Evans is awful. She is terrible. You might as well call Lacey Evans Charlotte too at this point.
Yeah.
And it looks like Lacey Evans and Ric Flair, they're trying to make Charlotte into this sympathetic babyface with desperation to get Charlotte over. It's gonna blow up right in their face. Remember they tried to do that with Charlotte when her feud with Becky back in late 2018? That blew up right in their face.
It's not going to work. It did not work then. It's not going to work now.
Exactly. Like Lacey Evans paired with Ric Flair to the desperation to get Charlotte over as a babyface, and I still will not care about Charlotte.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair was a god-awful match. And Lacey Evans with Ric Flair, I don't care about that either. Another fail. Lacey Evans with Ric Flair. And Lacey Evans, isn't she 31 years old or something? Is Lacey Evans, and Ric Flair's like what, 71?
Yep.
Like, come on now. Awful. Absolutely awful. Then we got backstage, Evans and Rick leaving together with Lacey saying about Ric Flair and her in the hotel room, some bullshit, like some crap like that. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Moving on. Then we go backstage. Keith Lee is with Kayla Braxton. And then before Keith Lee could speak, Sheamus walks in, and Lee says if Sheamus is here to rub his face, is here to rub his in his face, the loss the McIntyre a week ago in his face, now is not the time. Sheamus then says he would love to kick Lee while he is down, but that's not what he is here for. Sheamus then tells Keith Lee he's earned his respect. And then Miz and Morrison interrupt. You want people to change the channel. One way is to get people to change the channel. Have Miz and Morrison show up. So Miz and Morrison interrupt Keith Lee and Sheamus in the back here. And this leads to a challenge later on in the night for a tag team match. Miz and Morrison versus Keith Lee and Sheamus. Oh, joy. I am excited for that one. That's going to be an epic match there, said no one ever. Keith Lee and Sheamus versus Miz and Morrison again. I can't wait, said nobody ever. And then we got, speaking of rinse and repeat, Jeff Hardy versus Elias. Did Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard, or did someone in the back, or the old man Vince, did he start to develop that Alzheimer's again?
Yep.
Jeff Hardy and Elias again. Didn't these two end their feud weeks ago in Raw in that Symphony of Destruction match? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And yet we're seeing this match again. That feud was put to rest, correct? And yet we're seeing Jeff Hardy versus Elias again. Again. I don't believe it. Rinse and repeat is this show, but I'm not surprised. This is Vince McMahon. This is Kevin Dunn. This is Bruce Pritchard. They do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't care. Unbelievable. So Jeff Hardy gets a jobber entrance, and then Elias and Jackson Riker walk down the ramp. Elias talks about his universal truth, blah, blah, blah. Elias then says he hurt himself while recording music and he couldn't fight. And he said that Riker was going to take his place, so we get Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Riker instead. By the way, this is your weekly Jackson Riker is fucking boring weekly tweet comment, by the way. Jackson Riker is fucking boring. He's
you
just
You know what upsets us?
Yeah, and then so Jeff Hardy versus Jackson Riker. Hardy hits a twist of fate. Hardy's about to go up top, but Elias distracts him. They made Jeff Hardy look like a fucking geek. They made Jeff Hardy look like a dumb baby face. They made Jeff Hardy look like a complete fucking idiot. And then Riker then rolls up Hardy with a handful of tights for a roll-up pin. And Jackson Riker beats Jeff Hardy. Fuck. The floor is yours. You might as well just rip this before
Do I even need to be upset? Like, listen to this.
Jackson Riker is terrible. And poor Jeff Hardy. I feel bad for Jeff Hardy. I do.
This guy was on SmackDown putting on a match of the year candidates with AJ Styles and Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
That triple threat ladder match for the Undisputed IC title Clash of Champions 2020, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Versus AJ Styles and Sami Zayn. He was Intercontinental Champion on the SmackDown before SummerSlam 2020. He had that bar fight with Sheamus.
Yeah, he nearly killed himself and Sami Zayn in the Clash of Champions ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. And
he did that swanton to Sami Clash of Champions through that ladder. Off another ladder on the outside. That swanton.
Yeah. Yeah, on Monday Night Raw, he's losing to Jackson Rycock.
Jackson
on Monday Night Raw.
Clean. Oh, but it was a handful of tights, man. He won dirty, man. It wasn't clean, man. He won with he had the tights. He grabbed tights, man.
Who cares?
Says the geeks that will defend this shit.
Who cares? Well, you know what upsets the most is that Jackson Riker a few months ago was getting shit on social media because
when he talked about Donald Trump.
He praised Donald Trump, the president, soon to be ex-president of the United States. He was getting shit on from the fans and the locker room. Everyone disliked him. They called for his termination. They wanted him to be fired. And yet he's on Monday Night Raw getting more TV time on Monday Night Raw, more TV time matches on Raw than Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake on SmackDown.
With the Knights of the Lone Wolf with Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Why are Cutler and Blake not wrestling with Corbin, but Riker is? Do you know how fucked up that is?
You know how stupid this is? When you got two men in Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake, a damn good tag team, who should be right now the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, yet they're not even wrestling a match on SmackDown. Yeah,
I hope they
Jackson
do
Riker.
soon, but it's like Riker right now is wrestling more so than them. Pathetic. What is special about Jackson Riker? Riker was always the worthless one in the Forgotten Sons. He was just there.
Yeah.
Even in NXT. Cutler and Blake can wrestle their asses off. Riker, forget about it. I don't care what Jackson. But he was good as Gunner in TNA, man. I don't care. Who even cares about TNA?
Who even watches them on a weekly basis right now?
When you have Hornswoggle beating Ethan Page clean, remember that weeks ago as AJ Swoggle? Embarrassed? Was it Ethan Page of the North?
Yeah. Who even watches them? Who even watches Impact outside of Kenny Omega?
And that's the only reason people are watching Impact right now. If Omega wasn't there, Impact might as well be dead.
Yeah.
If Gallows and Anderson, Omega, if they were not on Impact, Impact might as well just be dead.
Yeah.
Seriously. And like Riker is boring. Guy can't wrestle out of a paper bag. What's so special about him?
Why is he beating a legend in the industry in Jeff Hardy on Monday Night Raw clean?
And why are Cutler and Blake not wrestling, but Riker is? Oh, yeah. And you do know Raw is Vince's baby. Vince could care less about SmackDown, and it's like Cutler and Blake, they wrestle circles around Jackson Riker.
Yeah.
Or as Adam would say, Jackson Rytard.
Yeah.
Not to confuse anyone with Rybots with Ryback. You know that clown.
Yeah. Yeah. Not Ryback. Yeah. Yeah. They share the same name.
The same guy who the same guy who couldn't even lift up Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Yeah. No relations to Ryback. Yeah. Jackson Riker. Yeah. You might as well call him Jackson Rytard.
At this point, because that's what Jackson Riker is.
Yeah.
And poor Jeff Hardy. I feel bad for Jeff Hardy. What has he done? Like the 2020 October draft, Jeff Hardy was drafted to Raw, right? What has Jeff done since coming over to Raw? All he's done ever since Jeff came to Raw, he's only fought who?
Elias.
Yep. Ever since Jeff Hardy came to Raw in the 2020 October draft, he's only fought Elias, and that was it. Jeff is doing nothing on Raw, and I feel bad for him. And he loses clean to Jackson Riker here, Jackson Rytard here. I don't believe it. I feel bad for Jeff. If there's another drafter shakeup this year, can we move Jeff Hardy back to SmackDown, please? This guy could have still been on SmackDown right now, having good matches, probably a really good feud with Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. Imagine a feud with Jeff Hardy and Roman Reigns.
Take my money on that one.
And anything Roman touches these days, turns to gold. Look what Roman Reigns is doing with Kevin Owens right now.
Yeah.
He would do the same thing with Jeff Hardy. Roman would do the same thing with Jeff. I guarantee that.
Yeah. Why is it Jeff Hardy doing this with Roman? Yeah, he's on Monday Night Raw losing to Jackson Rycard.
Like, can we move Jeff Hardy back to SmackDown, please? He's doing nothing on Raw. He's doing nothing on that show. He's doing absolutely nothing on Monday Night Raw. He's just being wasted on this show. Seriously.
What did we get?
If they do another drafter superstar shakeup this year, if there's anyone that needs to move to SmackDown, it is Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Get Jeff Hardy on SmackDown, get Shayna Baszler on SmackDown, get the Hurt Business on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jeff Hardy, he's absolutely doing nothing on Monday Night Raw.
Yep. Yep. And then Jeff Hardy has the mic. Hardy grabs the mic and he says, Elias is not hurt and he should face him. Hardy then claims Elias is scared and that Riker is better than him. Jeff says that Riker's better than Elias. And then Elias then tells Riker not to get involved with a wink. And then we get Jeff Hardy and Elias. So you know how stupid this sounds? Elias says he hurt himself while recording music and he can't fight. Yet he accepts Jeff Hardy's challenge to fight him. Do you know how stupid that sounds? And yet Elias accepts, and then yet Elias, he accepts Jeff Hardy's challenge anyways. Do you know how dumb that sounds? Do you know? This insults the fans' intelligence. And then you want to know why we complain.
Then you want to know why the ratings are in the fucking toilet.
Do you know how stupid this makes us look? I feel dumber watching this shit.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. So Jeff Hardy faces Elias, and then after a bit of back and forth, Hardy hits a twist of fate followed by a swanton. Jeff beats Elias clean. So let me get this straight. I must take my drink first. Hold on. So let me get this straight here, folks. Jeff Hardy can beat Elias, right? But you mean to tell me Jeff Hardy can't beat Jackson Riker? Yeah, some logic there, Bruce. Some logic there, Vince and Dunn. Yeah, that beaver Kevin Dunn. Elias, I saw Elias's guitar Monday night on Raw, man. It looked fantastic, man. You know, that guitar made of wood. So Jeff Hardy can beat Elias, but he can't beat Jackson Riker. Yeah, some logic there.
Yeah. This is the level of creativity coming from Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, and Bruce Pritchard.
Unbelievable. So Jeff Hardy beats Elias, and then we get, after the match, Elias yelling at Riker for not helping him. Riker then says Elias, and then Riker says Elias told him not to. Who gives a shit? Seriously, who cares? And then Sheamus and Keith Lee versus Miz and Morrison. Oh, great. More rinse and repeat.
Yeah. So extraordinary. Yeah, some compelling television there. Said nobody ever.
If you missed this match here with Miz and Morrison for Sheamus and Keith Lee, you missed nothing. If you missed this match, good for you, because you did not miss a thing with this match. The only thing noteworthy of this match was Keith Lee running to the corner top turnbuckle, and the top turnbuckle, I swear to God, it falls off. I swear, I kid you not when I say this.
It was on John Morrison. He did a splash on John Morrison.
Yeah. And the top turnbuckle falls off. You could see the look on Keith Lee's face, like. Yeah. And then they go to the break, and then after the break, the top turnbuckle's back on. And then we had Keith Lee hitting the Grizzly Magnum and something like that, or whatever. It's Keith Lee and John Morrison, legal men in the ring. Keith Lee calls for his finisher on Morrison, then Sheamus tags himself in. Sheamus hits a bro kick on John Morrison, and Sheamus pins Morrison after the bro kick 1, 2, 3. Then after the match, Sheamus and Keith Lee then hug, and then Keith Lee just laughs. Keith Lee and Sheamus win this tag match, and Miz and Morrison continue to be treated like jobbers on this show. Man, oh man, John Morrison, you know you signed that 5-year deal, right, Mr. Morrison? Man, I wonder how good that decision was, Mr. Morrison.
Yeah. Miz and Morrison are fucking cringe. Can you please get these guys off of this show?
Better yet, can you split them up?
Yeah, or take them off television altogether. And the Miz, man, I wonder how.
Morrison's the better one out of the two, but he is worth so much more than being paired with the Miz. Or here's a better one. Why not bring Melina back and put her back with John Morrison and get Morrison away from the fucking Miz? Because he's doing nothing but holding him down.
Yeah.
Miz
Yeah,
is just holding
but yeah,
Morrison down.
but forget about John Morrison signing with WWE. I want to ask this question about the Miz. The Miz. I wonder how Adam Pearce giving you back the Money in the Bank briefcase is doing well for you. I wonder how that's doing for you, Mr. Miz.
You know that Miz lost to Glenn Metalik clean weeks ago on Raw, correct? Via roll-up?
Yep. And he's given back the Money in the Bank contract. I wonder how giving you back the Money in the Bank briefcase from Adam Pearce is doing for you, Miz.
Oh, but Morrison cashing the briefcase for the Miz at TLC 2020, man. Says
Who cares? Who cares? It was an official cash-in. Because if Morrison was the one who cashed in, why wasn't he in the fucking TLC match with AJ Styles and Drew McIntyre? Since John Morrison was the one who cashed in.
Yeah. And Miz is giving back the briefcase. Illogical fucking garbage. Imagine the Miz cashes in and he successfully cashes in and becomes a WWE champion. I hope not. Imagine if the Miz cashes in at the Rumble on Goldberg and McIntyre. Imagine.
Please no.
Or imagine if Miz cashes in at Mania or after Mania. Who wants to see that?
No.
I don't.
No.
Better yet, who wants to see the Miz's
not.
WWE champion in 2021?
The guy is losing every week.
The guy's a loser.
The guy's losing every week on Monday Night Raw.
Man, I don't know. I mean, yes, you have Adam's favorite idiot, Dolph Ziggler, one half of the Dirty Dogs at Bobby Roode, but Miz and Morrison, Jesus Christ.
Like, who are the bigger clouds?
I gotta know who's worse, the Dirty Dogs of Roode and Ziggler or Miz and Morrison at this point. At this point, Miz and Morrison take the fucking cake.
Yeah. My God.
The Miz faces Gwen Metalik on Raw weeks ago.
Buying some
Gwen Metalik clean.
He was him clean via roll-up.
In what, 3 minutes?
And yet he's given back the Money in the Bank contract. Yep. True.
And didn't he lose to Gwen Metalik in 3 minutes?
And yet he's giving back, and yet he would money the briefcase.
Oh, but wins and losses don't matter, man, according to Road Dogg, man. They should matter. Wins and losses should matter, Road Dogg.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, wins and losses should matter, Mr. Road Dogg, Mr. D-O-double-G. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, unreal. Hello? Something happened here. Oh, froze again, probably. Froze, but anyways, we're going to move on. We're going to move on here. Hopefully Adam can come back. But Keith Lee, Sheamus win. Who cares? And then we go backstage. Hello? Oh. Hello?
I can hear
Adam.
You.
There we go. Oh, I saw something happen to you. Holy shit. But yeah. Anyways, according to Road Dogg, wins and losses don't matter. They should matter. Wins and losses should matter, yeah. Mr. D-O-double-G. Oh, you didn't know? You know that guy.
Yeah.
And then we go backstage. Triple H says that he didn't come here to fight. Since Orton can't understand what legend should mean to him, Triple H is going to show Orton, and Triple H accepts the challenge. Moving on. And Triple H accepts the challenge. Moving on. And then Keith Lee versus Sheamus. And then haven't we seen this match already? Like what? Once before? I think. Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
They, and
Great.
again,
More
I'm going to
red.
say it here. Keith Lee does not feel like he was in NXT outside of a few moments of that a week ago against Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. We don't need another Braun Strowman like in-ring style in 2021.
Just off.
I don't believe it. Keith Lee and Sheamus, like, do I even need to go over this? We've seen this already. We had Keith Lee hitting the Spirit Bomb on Sheamus for the 3 count. Keith Lee beats Sheamus. An impromptu one-on-one match, and then that's the match Lee and Sheamus then both hug each other. Do you even care about this, Adam?
Nope. Nobody even cares.
Sheamus trying to prevent Keith Lee. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I know Drew McIntyre's out with COVID, but did Bruce forget Sheamus and McIntyre were having issues with each other a little bit? Did Bruce forget that?
I think so.
You know, Bruce Pritchard, that clown.
Yep. Our good old buddy Bruce.
Unreal. Unfucking real. So then we get a...
This is the level of creativity.
Yeah. And then we get a taped segment with Drew McIntyre accepting Goldberg's challenge for the Royal Rumble. Can we call the Undertaker and Kane to get Drew McIntyre's funeral ready for the Royal Rumble?
Yep.
Goldberg buried the Fiend.
Awful.
You think Goldberg buried the Fiend? You think he's going to put over McIntyre? You think so? You're a fool. And you do realize WWE on Twitter, like, what was it, yesterday? They teased Goldberg as a WWE champion? Fuck no. Who wants to see Goldberg as a WWE champion in 2021? Who the fuck wants to see that?
The idiots.
Yeah, the idiots who don't know anything about pro wrestling. The casuals who don't know shit about pro wrestling. The casuals that we usually call out on. The idiots that say, oh, why are you so negative? All you do is bitch and complain. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Everything's so great in the WWE, man. Everything's good in WWE wrestling, man. Sure it is. Oh, everything is so great. Now, there's nothing wrong with WWE, man. Everything's so good in the wrestling and WWE, man. Says the geeks. Look at the Raw ratings. They got a 1.82 this week.
Yeah. What happens when they get worse with Goldberg as the WWE champion?
And yet geeks on social media will say, oh, Goldberg's a draw, man.
Where is he a draw?
Yeah. And Bret Hart and Matt
What
Riddle
happens
and
with
Jericho have ripped him to shreds in the past and still do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah. But Goldberg is WWE champion. Nobody wants to see that. And Goldberg is WWE champion. Fuck, I hope not. Awful. You want Raw ratings to be even worse? That's what you do. I hope not. And by the way, fuck Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg. Pass this along. Yeah. Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Word. This is the word of the week. Or the word of the year. Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Legitimately. And then we get Xavier Woods of the New Day versus, DJ Storm's good old buddy, T-Balls of Retribution. T-Bar, T-Balls, T-Bag. That's, T-Balls, not long ago on Twitter, had a Twitter war with Sammy Guevara, calling him a virgin and saying talking about something about steal and some topic about stealing moves or something. Then I think T-Balls had another Twitter exchange with some, like, not Sammy Guevara. He had one with Sammy Guevara, but I think, who else did he have an exchange on Twitter with? I forget who.
I don't know.
Not Dax, but Scott Dawson, who's now in AEW.
As Dax Harwood.
Yeah, that one. Or who used to be Scott Dawson of the Revival. He and Sammy Guevara not long ago on Twitter had an exchange on Twitter with T-Balls with a topic about like stealing moves or whatever. And T-Balls, I think, called Guevara a virgin, and Sammy Guevara and Scott Dawson, they were burying T-Balls' ass on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, DJ Storm's good old buddy T-Balls, and don't forget Slapnuts, who, by the way, didn't he beat Humberto Carrillo in main event not long ago?
Yep. Yeah,
you know, Humberto Carrillo, you know that loser.
Yeah.
Humberto Carrillo, who has still not won a match on Raw.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K.
Humberto. Oh, but it's the letter L, man.
Yeah,
why is
that
Humberto
guy.
replacing L, man,
That
in
guy.
an alphabet, man? Want to know why?
He's a loser.
Who has still not won
He's
a
a
match on
loser.
Raw.
Not a single match.
Yeah. So then we got Mice or Mickey Mouse. We got Ice Cold, and then Mustafa Ali. Failure Bution. So Xavier Woods versus T-Balls. We had T-Balls hitting the Feast Your Eyes on Xavier Woods, and T-Balls beats Xavier Woods clean here. Your thoughts?
Didn't care about the match.
Me neither. And I'm hearing the rumor of Kofi Kingston having a legitimate jaw injury. Hopefully he's not out too long. Because look at the Raw Tag Team division right now.
There's no tag teams in Raw's tag team division, or non-existent tag team division.
On Monday Night Raw, yeah. And then it's like, what does it say? Oh, yeah. And then it's then it's like Hurt Business are the Raw Tag Team champions. Oh, but Hurt Business versus Retribution, man. We've seen that how many times now? Oh, God. Oh, not Adam freezing up again.
We've seen how many times with the Hurt Business picking up the...
Yeah. Like Hurt Business and Retribution, we've seen it how many times now, and how well did that turn out with their feud? No one cared. Retribution being embarrassed every time, making
no one
look
cared,
like losers.
And in one match, and they had T-Balls tap out to the Hurt Lock within 5 seconds.
Oh, but Slapjack, you mean Slapnuts? Oh, but he pinned MVP on Monday Night Raw, man. And what happened afterwards?
But was
right
it
after
in a one-on-one match? In the elimination match between Retribution and Hurt Business, what did he do? Oh, that's right. He got speared out of his boots within seconds
from Bobby Lashley, and then the full Nelson.
Yeah.
And then a tap out. Oh, but Slapnuts got a pin on MVP, man.
But did anyone care?
Nope.
No one gave a shit. No one cared.
No, moving on. Then we get the U.S. title match between Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle. Oh, and by the way, before this match, you had Matt Riddle backstage with the Lucha House Party. Matt Riddle continuing to look like a geek on Raw, and it's not his fault. You have Raw creative geeks scripting Matt Riddle heavily on this show, and it's not Matt Riddle's fault. And it's like they have Matt Riddle backstage. They have Matt Riddle backstage cut a promo in the back with Lucha House Party, and Matt Riddle's talking about pizza.
Why?
You know,
Fucking pizza.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I heard Titus O'Neil knows a guy really well who's the exquisite pizza boy for Titus Catering. Though there's another exquisite pizza delivery boy outside of Matt Riddle. Tucker, he loves that chicken bacon ranch pizza, He is the highest paid pizza delivery boy for Titus O'Neil and Titus Catering,
Yeah.
And don't forget Dabba-Kato, because he loves that pepperoni on his pizza. And buffalo chicken, Nikki Cross, she loves that buffalo chicken on her pizza,
Or what about Raw?
Yeah, Raw. Yeah. Oh, man, I can't forget about Raw, man. He Roe's favorite pizza, for him being another great pizza delivery boy. He loved the kind of pizza that Roe loves delivering. It's what is it? A meatball pizza, bro? Roe just loves meatball in his pizza. He can't help himself. Roe sells meatball pizzas like fucking hotcakes, man, and they're a big time seller, So Titus O'Neil may know a guy who's a great pizza delivery guy for Titus Catering, but you got what? Roe, you got Tucker, Matt Riddle, Nikki Cross. You could add the Lucha House Party, Dorado and Metalik as well. Though I heard they're in the Dusty Classic tonight on NXT. I hope they go back to NXT because they're doing nothing on Raw. But Humberto, talk about a worst pizza delivery boy. It's Humberto Carrillo, who still thinks it's Taco Tuesday in Titus Catering. This isn't Taco Bell, Humberto.
Yeah.
This isn't Salsa Fresca, Humberto Carrillo. This isn't Cafe Maya, Humberto Carrillo. It's not Taco Tuesday, Humberto Carrillo. It's Pizza Monday, Humberto. Can you not make a perfect pizza to go for delivery for Titus O'Neil? Come on, Humberto. Get it together.
Oh my God.
Make sure the sauce is nicely seasoned. Make sure it's cooked to perfection. Make sure the mozzarella cheese is fresh. Make sure it's not rotten. Make sure the pepperoni is good. Make sure you got good fresh toppings in there. But don't add anchovies in there because I don't like anchovies, Make sure you have the nicely cleaned mushrooms and freshly sliced and diced green bell and red bell peppers and onions, Come on, Humberto, get it together. Don't fuck this up, man. Don't let me down, Humberto. You fuck this up, I'm going to give the duties to Riddick Moss, bro. And Ricochet, bro. Come on, Humberto, get it together. You better like Humberto, you better stop thinking about Taco Tuesday. It's Pizza Monday, Humberto. Come on, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, shit. And Adam froze. Again, come on, man. I'm talking about pizza. Does Zoom not, I don't know. Does Zoom not like me talking about pizza, bro? Come on. You can't turn down pizza. Come on. Come on. Oh, shit. Oh, I guess Zoom does like pizza, but Adam froze out again. Oh, boy. And again, I'll get him back. Guys. Sorry, it froze Adam out twice. I apologize for that. Oh, anyways. Never mind. Okay. I was just saying, Adam.
Well,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I had the difficulty. Well, I'm sorry, my internet is just garbage.
Yeah, so ignore those two technical difficulties, guys. Just bear with us. But as I was saying, Adam, I was about to say, does Zoom not like me talking about pizza? Do they not like pizza? Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, am
Did
I
they
talking
order
about
some good pizza?
God. Go
Well, are
ahead.
they talking about? Well, are we talking about pizza or Monday Night Raw?
Yeah. Like Humberto, he still thinks it's Taco Tuesday. It's Pizza Monday, Humberto. Come on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give the duties? Do you want me to give the duties to Riddick Moss and Ricochet, bro?
Or Matt Riddle?
Yeah, because he's the MVP pizza delivery boy.
Yeah.
So then we get the U.S. title match. Moving on. Then we get the U.S. title match. Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle. And no, I'm not calling him Riddle. We get Lashley attacking Riddle before the bell rang. And then the referee pulls Lashley off for Riddle. Then the referee asks Riddle if he could continue. Then Riddle says he wants to fight. Then Lashley clotheslines Riddle. Bell rings. Lashley launches Riddle across the ring. Riddle's then bleeding from his mouth. And then we got Lashley locking Riddle in the hurt lock. Riddle taps out. Lashley retains the U.S. title. And then we get Riddle saying that he may not have been able to beat Lashley tonight for the U.S. title, but he can beat MVP. MVP then laughs and takes off his suit jacket. Then MVP says, if that's what Riddle wants, he's got it. Then impromptu match, we get Matt Riddle versus MVP. We got MVP hitting the ball and elbow. Riddle fires up. Lashley tries to get involved. Riddle PKs Lashley. Then Riddle crushes Lashley with the floating bro. Then Lashley hits the ring and spears Riddle to cause a DQ. And Riddle beats MVP by disqualification. Then MVP and Lashley then both beat down Matt Riddle. Why couldn't they do like the U.S. title, Riddle versus Lashley? That match at DQ. MVP interferes. Then we get Riddle versus MVP with Riddle beating MVP clean. Do you know how ass backwards they did this shit?
Or why couldn't we have saved Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, better yet. Why are you giving this away on Raw? Oh, that's what. Oh, I know why. Ratings, because the Raw ratings are fucking shit. That's why they did that.
They had a football game on Monday.
College football. They wanted to take eyes off of the college football game that night. That's the reason why they did this next year. But Riddle taps out clean, man. Clean to the hurt lock. Yeah, the U.S. title match right here with Lashley versus Riddle. Why couldn't they do this at DQ with MVP interfering, attacking Riddle? Then we get Riddle versus MVP. Riddle beats MVP clean. Now that would be formulaic, but wouldn't that be a lot better than what we got Monday night? Yeah. It would have made sense.
How do we book the shows better than the people who are actually writing the show?
Now I know it would have been formulaic, but Jesus Christ, at least make fucking sense.
Yeah, where's the logic? There's no logic on this show. There's no
Lashley
creativity.
beats Riddle clean. Riddle grabs the mic. He says he wants MVP right away. Riddle versus MVP the match ends in a DQ. After Riddle lost to Lashley clean. Oh, but it was before the match it was before the bell even rang, man. Doesn't matter.
The match happened.
It fucking counts.
A match is a match.
Show's a show, an event's an event. It happened on Monday. It counts.
It counts.
Oh, but it don't count, man. Sure, it doesn't count. Sure. Anything to say on Matt Riddle, man?
The guy is completely ruined on this show.
Yep. Oh, but he's not ruined, man. How do you know that, man? You two don't know shit, man. Sure. Watch the match.
Yeah. Watch the match. The guy is a comedy goofball on Monday Night Raw.
And it's not even his fault when you have Raw creative geeks writing for him who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Or
Yeah,
if you have Vince writing for him and he's not letting the Raw writers do what they need to do, the Raw writers who actually have
yeah,
a brain. When you
it's
have Raw
disgusting.
writers who are geeks and some of the other Raw writers who actually make sense.
Yeah.
Or did Vince and Bruce and Dunn script Matt Riddle? Or are they scripting Matt Riddle on this show? If so, I would
Or
not be
did they
surprised.
or did they show up late to Monday Night Raw and they tore the entire script?
I would not be surprised if Rip tore the original script up at 6 o'clock that night and Rip on Raw Monday night, and Vince rewrote the entire show all by himself. Ripping up the entire script was Vince, and Vince wrote the entire show all by himself. That would not shock me whatsoever.
Yeah, at the 7 o'clock hour.
Yeah, 6, 7 o'clock hour. Unbelievable. Why couldn't they do Lashley vs. Riddle at the Rumble? Wouldn't that be a lot better? First of all, last week they have Lashley pinned in a non-title match clean by Matt Riddle a week ago. And they do the match again, this time for the title this week. And Riddle loses clean. Also 50-50 booking, by the way, which is complete garbage. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's 50-50 booking. It's nauseating.
Absolutely.
Oh, but the other guy needs his win too, man. There are much better ways to do that.
Why couldn't he have got it at the Royal Rumble?
Or how about Matt Riddle beat someone last week not named Lashley, and then beat another guy, and then Riddle beats a different guy that's not Lashley this week, instead of your champion losing clean a week ago.
Yeah.
Instead of what we got this week with Lashley and Riddle.
Yeah, I haven't been a #1 contender.
Champion should not lose clean. And if you're looking to push,
Man, this show sucks.
why is he losing here? Clean. Why do we book
this show sucks, man? Monday Night Raw.
Why do we book this shit better than the people who actually write for the current show currently?
It's awful.
We don't even work there. We work for free.
Sorry, bro. Monday Night Raw is the worst show on television. Monday Night Raw is the worst show on television.
Open your eyes, people. Open your eyes. Raw is the absolute worst show on television. If you don't see that, open your big eyes.
Yeah.
And then we go backstage with Adam Pearce. He's talking to AJ Styles. Styles then says if Roman Reigns slips on a banana peel and Pearce beats him, Pearce might end up champion. Styles then says when he wins the Rumble, they could end up facing each other at WrestleMania. AJ Styles declares, he says him in the Rumble, hey guys, I have a big announcement here, guys. Big announcement right now, guys. I'm in the Royal Rumble. This later on this month in January. I'm gonna enter the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, and I'm gonna main event WrestleMania. What is with some of these? What is with some of these people what is with at least some of these people these days announcing themselves for the Rumble? I'm in the Rumble. Why can't we have Rumble qualifying matches? Oh, but that shit's outdated, man. Sure, it's outdated. Why are we getting at least some guys out here announcing themselves for the Rumble without qualifying? You know, AJ can announce himself for the Rumble, but yeah, and we're going to talk about this very shortly. Drew Gulak then walks in backstage, interrupts AJ. And Drew Gulak walks in, he declares himself for the Rumble. Then Pearce says he can't just do that. Gulak says Styles did. Then Pearce then tells Gulak if he can beat Styles tonight, he's in. Omos or Big Jordan then walks in and stands behind AJ Styles. So, let me get this straight. AJ can announce himself for the Rumble. But Gulak tries to, but he can't. Do you know how fucked up that is?
Yeah.
Why can't all the guys have qualifying matches instead of saying, I'm in the Rumble, I'm in the Rumble?
If they're in the Rumble, then I should be there in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I'm in the Rumble, guys. I'm going to enter. I'm going to win, and I'm going to headline WrestleMania.
Yeah. Like, why is everyone saying that knowing that they will not be winning the match.
Yeah. And Styles says he was going to enter and he was going to win a headline WrestleMania possibly. This tells me AJ's definitely not winning the Rumble. So this X's him out. So AJ's in the Rumble. He's not winning. So that X's Styles out. Styles is in the Rumble, but he's not winning. My pick is still Daniel Bryan to win the Rumble. I'm still not changing that pick. And Bryan winning makes sense. AJ Styles, what's he done lately? Nothing.
The guy has been teaming up with the fucking Miz and Morrison.
And Big Jordan, I'm still not sold on Big Jordan or Omos.
Yeah, how many can the guy even talk?
Can he even wrestle better yet? When I look at Omos, all I see is another Braun Strowman who can't wrestle out of a paper bag. That's all I see out of Omos. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Because that's all Braun Strowman does is run fast. I'm not sure if you guys realize that.
Yeah, or he's another Great Khali.
Oh, don't even get me started on that shit.
The worst WWE champion of all time, the Great Khali.
The top
it's
three.
The Great Khali. Number one is the Great Khali, and then Jinder Mahal, and then Braun Strowman.
For the top three worst world champions of all time.
Yeah.
In 2020, in 2017, and in 2007.
Yeah. Always look at Big Jordan as the next.
Big Show, the Big Slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That.
Yeah, that's what I look. That's what I look at Big Jordan as.
Yeah. So then we get AJ Styles versus Drew Gulak in a match where if Gulak beats Styles, he qualifies for the Rumble. We have AJ winning this thing with the phenomenal forearm, and AJ wins clean. Gulak not qualifying for the Rumble, but AJ is in anyways. By
the way, one note from this match. One note. Drew Gulak wore an embarrassing trunks.
Orange long pants trunks. What the fuck did they do to Drew Gulak? Now he looks like everyone else on the entire roster. Formulaic, boring, stale, like the long orange colored long pants things for in-ring wrestling attire. Like this attire you could easily find in a community creations thing in WWE 2K19 or WWE 2K20. Like, what the fuck are we doing here with Drew Gulak here? Now he feels like everyone else on the roster. Stale, boring, and formulaic. What happened to Drew Gulak with the underwear tights?
Right. Man, Drew Gulak, I wonder what that 5-year contract that you signed is doing for you.
I don't even feel sorry for Drew. I don't even feel sorry for Drew Gulak at this point.
He's just as bad as whoever guys who signed new contracts.
Just as bad as Dolph Ziggler at this point.
Yeah. Drew Gulak, a waste of payroll.
And this guy was on SmackDown wrestling AJ Styles in a decent match for the IC title, and he was on SmackDown tagging with Daniel Bryan.
Yet on Monday Night Raw, he was chasing the 24/7 championship, being dressed up as the Goggly Googer at the Survivor Series. And he announces himself for the Royal Rumble, only for Adam Pearce to say that he's done at the Royal Rumble. And he loses to AJ Styles, getting little to no offense against Styles in the match.
And this match did not even last long either. Yet when they wrestled on SmackDown for the IC title months ago, they got more than 3 minutes. What did they wrestle, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
When they were on SmackDown wrestling for the Intercontinental title when AJ was the IC champ at the time months ago over on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But here on Raw, they get like what, a few minutes?
And Drew Gulak gets squashed.
And AJ beats him clean.
Yep.
Off of a phenomenal forearm, and that's it.
Yep.
And Gulak signed a new 5-year contract. Man, oh man, Drew Gulak. I wonder how good that decision was, man, Mr. Gulak, to sign that new 5-year deal, Mr. Gulak, I
Yeah.
have no sympathy. At this point, I have zero sympathy for Drew Gulak. He's a good he's a good wrestler, but Drew Gulak, I have zero sympathy for. Zero sympathy. He could have left the company when he had the chance, but he signed a 5-year deal. And now he's on Raw chasing a 24/7 title. And now he's also on Raw. And now he's also on Raw as a loser and a jobber. I don't feel sorry for Drew Gulak at all at this point. I don't have 1 ounce of sorrow for Drew Gulak. I don't. Hold on. My grandmother, guys, ignore that, please. But anyways, Drew Gulak, do you feel sorry for him? I know I do not.
Nope.
He could have went to New Japan when he had the chance to do so, but he signs a 5-year deal. Like, who is worse, Dolph Ziggler or Drew Gulak at this point?
Yeah. At signing new contracts. At signing new contracts, yeah. Who is worse between these guys?
Ziggler or Gulak? Moving on. Then we go backstage. Triple H is getting ready for his fight later on with Randy Orton. Keith Lee then walks in and then tells Triple H that he doesn't have to do this. Triple H has always been there for him. Maybe it's time for Lee to be there for him. Triple H then says he appreciates that, but he has to do this. He then started this mess. He's going to finish it. And then we get Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. Another match we've seen already.
Again. Why?
Then we had Jax towards the end of this thing. I don't even want to go over this match much because that's how much I cared for this match.
Before the match. You know the mini commercial thing that you speak before your match, right?
Yes.
Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose announced themselves for the Women's Royal Rumble match.
I'm in the Rumble, guys. I'm going to enter the Rumble. I'm going to win the Rumble, and I'm going to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah, they announced themselves for the Women's Royal Rumble match. Yet, Drew Gulak has to go through a qualifying match against AJ Styles, who was already in the Royal Rumble match.
What have Rose and Brooke even done to earn a spot in the Rumble? Nothing.
My God, what have they been doing on Monday Night Raw? They've been losing.
Yeah. And can we get Mandy Rose away from Dana Brooke, please?
And can we get her back on SmackDown since Sonya Deville is back?
Dana Brooke tries, man.
Where?
In catering?
Where does she try to make some good salad in Titus Catering?
Some nicely dressed Caesar salad in Titus Catering?
Yeah, alongside Akira Tozawa.
And his ninjas?
Yeah.
But Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, they announced themselves to the Royal Rumble. I'm in the Rumble. Oh
my God. Yeah, my God. Do we need to go over this match? We need to go over this match. Guess who won?
Who won? Nia Jax and Mandy Rose towards the end of this thing, the legal women in the ring. Jax is going up top rope to do something. Shayna tags herself and gets the curve foot clutch on Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose taps out. Baszler and Nia win. Who cares? Then after this match, Jax then reluctantly pats Baszler on the back. Who gives a fuck? Seriously, who gives a flying fuck?
This is your Raw Women's division, ladies and gentlemen. Yet your Raw Women's champion was not even on the show. Just let that sink.
Yeah. I also heard a report the COVID-19 outbreak is happening, another COVID outbreak. A lot of the Raw wrestlers, I believe. There was one SmackDown person that's in a current SmackDown storyline got COVID, but is quarantined now for 2 weeks. Good. And a lot of the Raw people, I think, got COVID. And not just WWE, I think other major pro wrestling promotions as well, I read earlier today. a big COVID outbreak hit again. So
unfortunately.
And then Asuka, the Raw Women's Champ, not even on the show. Yet I also heard a report not long ago. A lot of the Raw wrestlers were in the back and they didn't have COVID and they were not even used on the show.
That was Asuka, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin.
They had a lot of Raw people having COVID. Yet also a lot of other Raw people who didn't have COVID were in the backstage and not even used on the show Monday night. Asuka, Nikki Cross,
Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, the Raw Tag Team Champions.
And of the Hurt Business.
Yeah. All 5 of them were not even featured on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yet we needed to see another tag team match between Shayna and Nia against Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. When the TV time they had could have been used for those 5 guys that we mentioned. Or at least one of them.
Unreal. Like, why couldn't we get Nikki Cross in there versus, I don't know, Lacey Evans? We've seen already, but Jesus Christ, get Nikki Cross on the fucking show. Where is she?
Or Nikki Cross versus Shayna Baszler. Relive their history from NXT.
You want to know why we complain?
Or why couldn't we get Ricochet versus Randy Orton in the main event of Monday Night Raw?
Randy Orton would have beat Ricochet, but at least make him look good.
Or the match could have still ended in a no contest.
Yeah. Again, why do we book this show better than the current Raw writers?
It's awful. Yeah, but they might as well hire us as the new lead creative writers for Monday Night Raw.
Unreal.
You might as well hire me.
Asuka, your Raw Women's Champion, not even on the show. Oh, but the Raw Women's Champ doesn't need to be there every week, man. You'll get geeks saying that. I know there will be geeks saying that.
But she's one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions as well.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, she should be there on television. Or if she's not in the ring, at least have her in a promo via satellite. Something.
My God.
And why couldn't we get, like, I don't know, who else is that? Like, or I don't know, Ricochet versus, I don't know, Jeff Hardy, something.
Where's the logic on this show? Where's the logic?
It's nowhere to be found. No logic on the show. Not even a sense of direction. They don't even know what the fuck they even want to do on this show. No leadership.
No creativity.
None. There's like no urge of leadership. The show feels lifeless. It's that fucking bad. And that's what happens when we have Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, and Bruce Pritchard there.
Thank God.
That's what happens.
Thank God. Yeah, but that's this show.
Unfucking believable. Moving on. Then I believe after this, correct me if I'm wrong, right after this we get Triple H versus Randy Orton.
I think. Or what did we get? That was more rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right after this was Triple H and Randy Orton in their, quote, fight. Let me get that. Triple H versus Randy Orton in the main event of Raw of 2021. This match didn't even last like what? How long was this match? 3-4 minutes, and then we got the Fiend's lights going off. Then we got Alexa Bliss showing up.
4 minutes was the brawl. 4 minutes. Yeah, some main event. You got there on Monday Night Raw in 2021 there, Vince, Bruce, and Woody.
You clowns.
Yeah, some main event you got there. That'll last 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is what we want to see on Monday Night Raw in 2021. Said nobody ever. Except the geeks out there who just shill WWE. Who say nothing. Who say nothing but positivity about the WWE. You guys are too harsh on the company, man. Everything's good in WWE wrestling, man. Sure it is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and your main event last 4 minutes that began 10 minutes before the show went off the air.
I want to see some UK geek defend this.
I don't know how anybody could sit there and say
you have UK geeks. You have UK geeks defending Charlotte as saying that Charlotte's saying that Charlotte's the greatest female performer ever, which is false.
Pathetic.
And I want to see some UK geek defend this Raw main event.
Yeah.
Seriously.
How could anyone sit there and say this was a good main event when the main event started at the 10:50 hour clock at 10:50 and lasted only 4 minutes?
Yeah. And we got the Fiend's lights going off. Then they come back on. The Fiend's not there, but Alexa Bliss shows up. She has
Triple H is not there.
Yeah, Triple H is not there at all. It's just Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. And Alexa Bliss is here. And then this fireball blinding Randy Orton. I wish I was blind not watching this show. I'm sure you would concur, Adam.
Yeah, I wish I was fireballed in the face, so I don't have to watch this shit show anymore, known as Monday Night Raw.
Better yet, I wish this fireball was thrown by Alexa to Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn by Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And that was that with Monday Night Raw.
And then the show goes on.
With Raw, January 11th of 2021, the second Raw of 2021. First two Raws of 2021, garbage. Absolute garbage. This show sucked. And this was a non-Raw Legends night. Like we said in the beginning of this video, you'd think it was a Raw this past Monday night without Legends. You'd think they'd have a fire lit under their ass and at least try and put on a decent fucking show on Monday. We got none of that. None whatsoever.
Now, one positive on this show, outside of 2 promo packages.
For the SmackDown and for NXT.
Yeah.
For SmackDown this Friday night. And tonight for NXT. And hyping up the Dusty Classic. We got Breezango versus Adam Cole and Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Era. And we got Everrise versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, who are actually my pick to win the Dusty Classic this year. The Grizzled Young Veterans, since you were the runner-ups in the Dusty Classic last year against the Broserweights. So that's that. So yeah, NXT promo package for tonight and SmackDown promo package for this Friday night on SmackDown on Fox. The only two positives of Monday Night Raw. The rest for Raw, you are better off missing. I swear to God, if you missed Raw for a month, if you missed Raw for one whole month, I swear to God, man, you're not missing a thing. And I mean that wholeheartedly. First 2 Raws of 2021, complete, utter trash. I want to see one idiot defend this show and what we got Monday night. We have Ric Flair on Raw and Goldberg on Raw in 2021. This isn't WCW. This isn't 1992. This isn't 1985. This isn't 2002. This isn't 2005. This isn't the Ruthless Aggression era. This is 2021. Nobody wants to see Goldberg and Ric Flair on television in 2021. They should be finished. Get behind your young talent. Yet you're having Goldberg and Ric Flair on our television screens on Monday Night Raw in 2021.
This is not the Monday Night Wars. This is in 1997. This is in 1998 when WWF and WCW going head-to-head in the Monday Night Wars. It's 2021. No one wants to see aging veterans who could barely even walk on our television screens.
Don't even try and defend this shit. If you do, you are the root of the issue. Nobody wants to see Goldberg as WWE champion in 2021. Nobody wants to see Ric Flair on Raw on a weekly basis with Lacey Evans. And no, Rick with Lacey is not going to get me to care about Charlotte. You could put Ric Flair with Lacey Evans all you want. You're still not going to get me to care about Charlotte. It's never going to work. It's never going to work. They tried this in late 2018 with Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. It failed. It blew up in their face back then, and it's going to blow up again in their face again. Right here with Ric Flair and Lacey Evans. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This show offered nothing. Nothing. It's a new year. I expect young talent to be used. Yet Ric Flair and Goldberg are on my TV screens in the year of 2021. If this doesn't show you that Vince, Bruce, and Dunn don't care, I don't know what the hell does.
And then they wonder why the ratings are down.
And they'll continue to go down until Vince McMahon is no longer there. And when Triple H takes over.
They want to know why Monday Night Raw and the ratings are in the shithole.
And they'll continue to be in the shithole until Vince McMahon is gone.
Yeah. When will Vince realize that he is the problem?
Vince will never learn. The past will not help you, Vince. That may have worked back in the day, but that is not going to work anymore now in 2021. Vince's head is still stuck in the 80s and 90s. None of that is going to work anymore in 2021. The past will not help you, Vince. The past will not help you.
And what happens with Goldberg is not there? What happens when Ric Flair is not there?
Who will Vince put the blame on then?
Yeah, what happens with Goldberg? Wins the WWE Championship and he fails to bring up the ratings as WWE Champion. Who will Vince put the blame on?
Wrong, man. Sure he is. Sure he is.
Yeah. What happens when he...
Goldberg as WWE Champion. You want ratings to go down for Raw even more? That's what you fucking do.
Yeah. What happens with Bill Goldberg?
I don't want to see that.
Yeah. What happens when Bill Goldberg fails to bring up the ratings at WWE Champion? What happens when the ratings go to a 1.4, 1.3, 1.2? What happens when they generate lower ratings with Bill Goldberg as the WWE Champion? Who is Vince going to put the finger of blame on? Is he going to put the blame on Goldberg himself?
God forbid. God forbid. Vince does that to Mr. Bill, Mr. Superhero Bill.
You might as well put the blame on Goldberg. Bill Goldberg is just as to blame as himself.
Yeah, because Goldberg is selfish. Oh, I can't lose to the thing, or my image is forever tarnished for all the little kiddies out there that think that I'm a superhero, says Mr. Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg. Fuck Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg might as well take the fucking blame. Who from Vince McMahon? Or if not, is Vince gonna put the finger of blame at Bruce?
I'd hope. Because he's just to blame as Vince.
And he's just as to blame as Vince and Bill Goldberg.
Seriously. This show is utter fucking dumpster fire, dog shit, garbage is Monday Night Raw. Raw is garbage.
This is Royal Rumble weekend. This is in the middle of Royal Rumble weekend. And this is the show that they produce.
One of their biggest shows of the year, the Royal Rumble. I expect care. I expect effort. I expect creativity. We got none of that Monday.
Yeah.
None.
And we'll not get that. Even after WrestleMania, we're not going to get that.
Nope. Raw is the worst show on television. Open your eyes, people. Stop defending garbage. Open your eyes, people, and realize that Raw is the worst show on television. Open your fucking eyes. Get your eyes cleaned and realize that this show is trash. Yeah. Oh, but Raw was a good show, man. No, it wasn't. You know what I give Raw this week? 0. 0. They are the New York Raw is the New York Jets of the NFL 2020 season. 0. Raw is garbage, and they'll continue to be garbage until Vince McMahon steps down or retires or dies, and when Triple H takes the keys. Raw sucks. That's your Monday Night Raw review. I'm getting out of here. And so is Adam. Thank you guys so much for joining Adam and I for the Raw review here on the Race Nation YouTube channel. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and had a good time with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed Adam's ranting and my ranting on this show. And I'll see you next time here in the channel for more good content right here on the channel. And follow me on Twitter at FioreNick579. Follow me on Instagram at NicholasFiore2014. And follow me on Facebook at Nicholas.Fiore.31. Follow Adam on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as well. Links in the description. And hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that bell for all notifications. And then that way you guys are aware that whenever I upload videos from the channel right on YouTube. So hit that bell for all notifications. Subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for this very video as well. I'm Nick Fiore. This is Adam. This is the Raw review from January 11th, 2021. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Raw review. And I'll see you next time right here in the channel for more good content right here on the Furious Nation YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll talk to you guys later.